Kaisa.
I gotta shut this down. It's B1 Poppy. Come on now. We'll get Trajan back in here in a little bit. It's Champion Select now.
No, it's not B1 Poppy, Axeman. It's banned.
Come on, it's banned. No,
By Kabum.
Banned it. You might be right about that Kaisa pickup then. Yay, so, man, oh man. We got Rumble banned in there as well. That's an interesting ban. Okay, and Kaisa. Okay, well, hey, there you go.
A good last ban there from Red. They take the Kaisa off of the table, and also heavy focus to the solo lanes. The Rumble is a pick that I think Lonely has looked solid on, and Crastiel isn't going to get access to the LeBlanc, and Kabum will actually take that first pick for mid lane. They're going to get Crastiel on that Tristana that so many teams have been loving as of late. Red looking for the response. Rel continuing to be one of the highest priority supports in CBLOL, and possibly responding with a jungle pick here as well.
I don't know if Crastiel is a Tristana pick at this split. If he does, it's got to be like one. I know he's got a Kaisa mid. So this might be a fresh champ for him there.
He loves the marksman mid, we'll say, because the Ezreal, the Kaisa.
He's got 2 Ezreal games, I know. So we'll see how this works out for him here. Scary, hovering Lee Sin for a little bit, but we got Xayah Rel on the flip side for Titan and Frosty. Super strong bot lane. We just saw this in game 1, and it was so effective. The fastest game yet in the league at 22 minutes and change. So we'll see if it's as effective for Red coming through. Will be tank duty for Scary.
And I will say this, as someone who was one of the staunchest critics of the Crastiel Ezreal, which, important to note, is the pick that he played against Red earlier this split. And if you folks remember, that was the game where Lonely got the kill in the 2v1 or the 1v2 tower dive top lane. Crastiel also got a solo kill in lane. Kabum had a lead, and Red ended up having to make a comeback, ended up winning in just over 41 minutes. But for me, the Ezreal just didn't bring enough to the table, especially when you compared it to the other mid laners that were in the meta. I love the Tristana pick here because you still bring that marksman flavor, but you have great sieging, and you can really blow some people up here on that pick. Alistar is going to go over to Redbird here, and it looks like Red, they want to secure that lovers duo. They're going to grab the Rakan.
Okay, so can you tell me what that Rakan pick means?
It means it's not going to be a fun lane for Raven. That's all I got to say.
No, it means Rungle, dude. Rel in the jungle.
It does mean Rungle. It does. and if I remember correctly, because we had it yesterday, I believe this weekend is the first time we've actually seen the Rungle played here in Brazil. And the fact that we're getting it 2 days in a row, I'm a big fan of. It didn't quite work out yesterday because Scary was playing it in Kabum's loss, but something tells me Aegis is going to have some really good playmaking potential in this game.
100%. It's so strong. I'm so jealous as a Nautilus jungle main that I can't have what they have given Rel jungle, which is a big metal horse to ride on. And it's all Nautilus wants. Give him a horse. It'll be fun, I promise. Aatrox potentially for FMB. Olaf is also still up here too, but not as blindable. Aatrox super blindable, gonna get picked up for FMB. I wanted the carry potential, and he's got it.
By the way, shout out to Red for doing Kabum a favor and not allowing them to pick Ezreal. That is a Verazlakin into a Shyvana top? Or is this a Sejuani top with a Shyvana jungle?
Hey, that's dealer's choice, yeah. So you tell me. Jax also picked.
What?
Wow.
Is this an Aatrox mid for Envy?
It's something. It sure is something.
What is going on?
Wow. Okay. Man, we said this game was going to be funny, but it's a lot funnier than I thought it'd be. Yeah, I guess that's Aatrox mid for Envy. We'll call it Jax top for FMB. We got the Rungle coming through. Shyvana is somewhere. Shyvana is top. Okay, so that's Shyvana top for Lonely. And everything else lining up just about as you would imagine. Hey, I think most analysts would tell you when you're playing a worse team like this as a top team, you just play a straight game. Don't let anything pass you. And you should just win out because you're better players. Not what Red's doing. That's not what Red did. They are picking all kinds of things here.
Let's bring Trajan back in so he can maybe make some sense of what we just saw in Champs. Like, what do you got?
There's no need. There's no need to do that. There's no need to bring me in. The one thing I have to say, guys, is just just let them cook, okay? Just give them a moment. Let these guys cook with the Shyvana top lane. The Aatrox mid into Tristana just seems awful to me, but you know, that's just me. And I think that at the very least, Red's trying some stuff. I like that the Aegis is continuing his variety gaming with another niche pick to mean that he's very hard to ban out, hard to target. And on the side of Kabum, they have the Shyvana. Lord knows how that's going to go. And then the Tristana priority for Crastiel ending up being what they take. And Crastiel is a man, I have been informed, that used to joke that he was the first pro to play Tristana mid. Trailblazing the global mid meta here. And let's see him show us how it's done versus the #1 team against Aatrox. So Yeso, Axeman, I don't know, take it away.
It's gonna be so funny when Kabum win this game, dude. I swear. I'm gonna fall over. Like, I'm actually gonna be on the floor when they win this game.
When I saw that Jax pick, part of me went, there's no way it's going mid, but another part of me went, I mean, Counter-Strike and a gap closer into a marksman, like, it kind of makes sense. Like, maybe that's the tech, but no, they throw the Jax top. They're going to give Envy the Aatrox into Crastiel's Tristana. And look, if I'm Crastiel, like, on paper, I love this. This feels like a matchup where he should feel relatively safe in lane. You've got to watch out for Aegis maybe getting some early ganks out, but Crastiel should be fairly confident to play out this laning phase in relative safety. Of course, the rocket jump gets him away from a good chunk of NVCC, because I feel like the Aatrox is fairly easy for the Tristana to buffer here. So eyes on mid. This Tristana could get going really early. We'll see.
Know. Yeah.
What Envy really needs in this matchup mid lane is setup. Just holding the Tristana in place so you can close the gap and get onto the Tristana. And they do have that in the mid.
Did you ever get one? Did you get a
2v2. But yeah, it's a range matchup. It's not super good for the for the Aatrox.
Don't do it, Crastiel. Don't do it. You got the info. You know they're on crust. We are possibly going to get a 5v4 at level 1. Aegis trapped on the wrong side of the wall. Rocket jump right on top of his head. He's already used his flash. The Rel is down. It's first blood for Lonely. They're going to get a lot of damage onto Envy here. He is likely not going to die, but he's at 100 health. What a level 1 for Kabum.
Yeah, he's going to miss this first wave here too, Yeso, which is pretty damaging for the start of the game here. Crastiel will be level 2 by the time he gets back with the teleport. Of course, won't have teleport in lane either, which is pretty rough in a range matchup. You're going to take a lot of damage from this Tristana, and you're just not going to be able to do anything about it. Really, really damaging for Envy, and of course, dying for Aegis puts him so far behind as well. Lonely taking that gold up in the top lane, making things difficult for FMB.
I mean, a pre-like 6-minute teleport, I'll hold that point here as we get a look at the replay. Aegis gets the steal on the Krugs, but it all goes wrong afterwards.
Yeah, he just gets separated, unfortunately, from the rest of his team. Envy there, nothing he can really do. He started Q and doesn't have the ability to line that up with E yet at level 1. So pretty useless, just has to walk out. And yeah, again, these kind of support junglers are really reliant on these first few levels being able to be left alone and just clear up and trying to get into the lane as quickly as they can. That gets set several minutes behind now with that death for Aegis, so the Rungle suddenly not looking very good.
The point I was going to make about that teleport for Envy is that typically, a pre-5-minute teleport isn't super punishing, considering a lot of times it means you have it back up right around the time that you get access to that unleashed TP, so you could still be able to make plays around the map once that is available to you. But the problem is that we're pretty confident that Envy loses this 1v1, and that means if Crastiel can continue to push Envy out of lane, force him to recall, not having that teleport means he can continue to punish him in CS. There's a lot of damage coming out here from Titan up against Raven and Redbird here. Good setup from Frosty on this recon.
The laning, we said the laning before this game might be a weakness for Titan. It doesn't look too bad yet. Maybe things break down in the future. Aegis looking for an in. Frosty and Titan are here, but Redbird is too. It's the 4v4.
Oh, huge! Redbird able to get onto Aegis here. He's trying to get away. We know he doesn't have his flash, and that's going to be the kill. Onto the realm. They're looking for more. Rocket jump onto Envy's head. It's a 2-for-1, and Crastiel looking for some more damage. Slow from the Varus there, and Titan will take a little bit more under his tower, but another great play from Kabum.
Come on, Lonely. Come on, Lonely. This will change everything. Oh, he doesn't have it. Oh,
I don't think he wins this early 1v1, and it actually looks like Crastiel might get shut down, but has flash available to get to safety, just escaping Frosty and Titan.
Oh, Lonely not escaping topside.
Yeah.
FNB puts him in the dirt. That feels bad for the Shyvana. I don't think this lane matchup is going to be all that good. Maybe that carry potential still for FNB. Could see. Wait till late. Dive now for Kabum. Frosty in danger.
Yeah, that's going to be the Sejuani arriving. Good damage there as Raven flashes away. Redbird is going to fall. That kill's going to go to Titan. The Blade Caller there, but Titan will fall. That's a kill for Raven, and maybe looking for more. Aegis trying to get to the safety of this tower. Will get stunned, does get the shield, but he's still going to go down. A lot of CC here to Raven, but it's still a double kill, and maybe a triple for the Varus. Huge for Raven and Kabum.
That's incredible for Raven. The laning is there. 4 kills now for the Varus. He's got the double buffs too, yay. So it's all happening. Kabum are here. And man, oh man, up 2K gold at 5 minutes. Incredible.
Uh-oh, Envy's in trouble. Crastiel maybe with the 1v1, but Envy actually takes him down.
Then more fighting topside to FNB
Yeah,
now.
they won't give me a breath here, Axeman. Lonely looking to chase down FNB. Has Redbird in his back pocket. Flash away from FNB will get him to safety, but that is a fight that Lonely needed. Looking to crash a wave here. FNB's going to stay to try and catch this XP as Redbird maybe looking for the flank, looking for the dive. Has flash over the wall. FNB's going to be caught between a rock and a hard place here.
He's got the ult up.
Redbird's going to back away.
Yeah, they're going to blow that ult for him. That makes that 1v1 a lot easier for Lonely. More fighting still down the bot lane. Yeso, we're getting our money's worth out of Yeso today. Good stuff. They'll break up for the time being. I'll break in here just really quickly. If you ask anyone, any of the Twitter analysts, this is open and shut for Red. Doesn't look like it to watch the game. This is a knockdown, drag-out fight between two evenly matched teams if I've ever seen one. Holy cow. So much fighting. We're just 6 minutes into this game.
Yeah, it's pretty high combined kills per minute so far. If we keep pace, it's going to be absolutely frenetic here. But, I mean, the big thing for Kabum is you've got gold in the right places. 4 kills here on Raven, and beautiful timing there to take a look at the gold. Raven leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else on the map. Has a 1,000 gold lead over his lane opponent right now. This Varus is huge.
You just really, there's nothing left for you to do as a rel jungle except to keep ganking, right? All that inherent value you're bringing to the table is the CC, and that doesn't go away just because you're down 3 kills. So if you're down like this, it makes it easier to kill because you're down XP, but you have to keep trying.
Oh, beautiful Hex Slash into the headbutt pulverized combo there from Redbird. Aegis jumps over the wall to safety. Crastiel and Raven were actually up towards the mid lane, trying to zone Envy, so the damage wasn't there to kill Aegis. So Red's still holding strong here. Scary wants to contest here. Important to note, no teleports available for the top laners. It's just going to be the 4v4, though. Both top laners starting to make their way down river and may keep each other at bay. Here comes Envy, the engage right onto the Aatrox. He's got a good bit of sustain, but it doesn't matter. That's a kill for Redbird. Good engage there from Aegis, and that's going to be a kill for Titan. Crastiel trying to get out of here, but Raven's going to fall. Shut down kill goes to Frosty there. Good turnaround for Red. Flash over the wall. Keeps Scary alive, and a good play from Red.
Yeah, a little 2 for 2 there going on. No one takes the Dragon either. Dragon stays up, and top laners do eventually decide to stay in the top lane. Crastiel has to take the reset. Here's the replay coming through for you. Frosty's way up front. Envy on the flank. They eventually find Envy, decide to turn on him, blow him up. The Crastiel's laid low. And Kabum will have to back up here. Scary, able to lock down a final kill as well. Watch this. So Envy gets blown up. Look at all that value you get from this rel jungle, man. Even being down 3 kills and being so far behind, it's just free engage. Will eventually die to Scary, but 2 for 2 is the result.
A beautiful 3-man stun there from Aegis. I do love the coordination, though, and the communication that you can very apparently see from Kabum, because as soon as Envy goes in, activates his ultimate, all 4 members of Kabum immediately turn on the Aatrox, blow him up before he can do anything in that fight. And I think if they don't do that, that fight probably goes a lot worse. So well played from Kabum. They're coming back to this Drake now. Looks like they're going to have everything that they need to secure it, with Aegis up towards the top side of the map. It is currently a 1,000 gold lead. And now a Drake separating these two teams. Kabum with a solid first 10 minutes.
Nice little macro play here from Kabum. Well done, forcing the waves into your favor. Aegis will be able to trade back to Rift Herald. There's no one on this side of the map that can secure that for Kabum. Be a little gold in the pockets of FMB, perhaps. This top lane matchup has gone from bad to worse for Lonely. No real kills back and forth as FMB's had to wait for his ult to come back up, but they're back into a volatile position in the top lane. We'll have to see if they go at it here again in a little bit. Because there's been so much fighting, Yesa, the top laners are way ahead in CS, which could be very interesting if they get those teleports off for one of these objective fights, because they'll be way ahead of everybody else on the map.
And perfect timing that you mentioned that, because FMB just recalls, purchases his Divine Sunderer, teleports to the top lane, and tries to kill Lonely here, but Scary arriving just in time to maybe save his top laner. That's the Glacial Prison. And Redbird is here as well to help secure this. Headbutt Pulverized combo will easily lock him down. Lonely's got the damage. Big kill there for the Shyvana, and Kabum respond in the top lane.
Really nice Shyvana play. He's going to walk in a turtle early. Take some damage, but he's just fine. And Demolis to take down some of those plates as well, getting some much-needed gold for him too, and continue to accelerate these top lanes as well. They'll get even bigger. Yeah, we got that static shift down on Raven now. He's going to be hitting so hard, so I can't wait to see what Raven can do on this champion. We've seen him big multi-kills on Kai'Sa. Can he do it on Varus?
Oh, they're going to try and make a play here in the bottom lane. Teleport on its way from Lonely. Good engagement. Redbird catches 3. Here, it's actually Crastiel who has arrived. And while Aegis will lock down 2, it's just going to secure his demise. Titan and Frosty escape, but Kabum punish the dive in the bot lane.
Nice little teleport play there from Crastiel, who gets the assist as well. Up to 6 assists now for this Tristana. Kabum finally finding the groove. Raven with more potential here.
The confidence from Raven here, stepping forward. That's the combo under the tower.
Give me the arrow,
Raven not having the piercing arrow ready, and that means that Titan Frosty will escape as Envy and Crastiel continuing to duke it out. Flash in there from Envy. Costs Crastiel his flash as well. He will survive, but it's been very tenuous here. A matchup that we thought was Crastiel favored. Envy doing a good job, almost keeping pace in CS and punishing Crastiel multiple times.
Yeah, he's done really well, and keeping up with the range matchup is always good. Rift Herald top now. They may dive Lonely. Well, he's got that ult up, though, so difficult to fight him in this state. Yeah, he'll be just fine.
Able to clear out that wave as well.
Yeah, I really like Shyvana top. I think AP Shyvana is so fun. I know that doesn't necessarily going to play in here, but I love me some Night Harvester Shyvana, dude.
I want to die every time I see a Shyvana when I play ARAMs, because I know they're going to go AP, and I'm just like, it doesn't matter what I'm playing, I'm going to explode.
Well, the best part is that you don't use the ult to, like, engage. You just use it to reposition and then dump fireballs on people.
Yes!
It's so good.
It's so annoying.
Now you can't touch me, but you're going to take, like, 2,000 damage instantly. Here, hold this fireball. So much fun, man. But, no, it's, like a weird top lane Shyvana. I think you take, Hydra, and then, I think you might even go, like, Hullbreaker or something like that, and just in the side lanes, but we will see. You get a lot of safety out of the Shyvana, a lot of mobility from W, and then the ult lets you escape really easily too.
I mean, hey, if you're Lonely and you're thinking that you might have to be the one to match FNB in the side lanes when he split pushes, then I think the Hullbreaker makes a lot of sense to try and even things up in that matchup. So we'll keep an eye on Lonely's build, what he does go for. Important to note, Drake coming up here in just less than a minute's time. Aegis is going to secure that Scuttle Crab for some good vision here for Red Canids. But Kabum They want to respond. They're throwing down wards of their own and looking to get a push here in mid and bot lane. They want to have priority in these lanes so they have better access to this bot side river as Frosty's going to get spotted out. His ward will be cleared. Good pinks laid down by Kabum. And Aegis is going to recall here with 25 seconds until this objective. So keep an eye on how Kabum could set this up. The recall coming through from Scary. This is interesting. I mean, this would be, in my opinion, possibly Kabum conceding this objective if Red wants to go for it quickly.
It could be here. I don't think their laners are in position necessarily as much. But you also have really good scaling on the side of Red here too, so they're probably fine to just play this slow. If they want to try and do that, the setup here, what you really want to pay attention to is the Sejuani ultimate. Glacial Prison? Yeah, something like that.
Yes, sir. And Lonely has recalled, has teleport available. FMB already here, so we're very likely to see a 5-on-5 here. Teleport coming into the mid lane as they're going to get over the wall. That is the Drake secured, but they're going to be able to take down Aegis very quickly here. Redbird going to get the kill there. 3 for the Alistar, and now Red in full retreat. Numbers advantage in favor of Kabum, that they can't chase them down to get 1 kill, but the Drake to Red.
Yeah, you called it, man. I mean, Red just kind of rushed it down, and Kabum aren't in position to hit it back. Kind of a macro misplay, if you ask me. They burn the teleport and the ghost on the Lonely and only kill Aegis again, who is now worth that much gold at this point, having 6 deaths. If you're the Rel at this point, yeah, diving in onto the objective and dying for it is not that big an issue for Red whatsoever. They're making a bit of a comeback. Still down 3,000 gold to Kabum, who have been absolutely soaking up the gold from Summoner's Rift and just taking everything they can. Actually, that's kind of the headline for Kabum so far, is just how well they've been CSing.
And the question will be, you know, can they execute on this mid-game spike? Raven just picking up his second item. Kraken Slayer is online for Crastiel. You could take down neutral objectives quickly. So if Kabum can win a fight here around the 20-minute mark, an early Baron bodes really well for this team that is going to be very good at sieging. Is FNB possibly caught here? Frosty on his way up to support. Aegis here as well. So it looks like Kabum's going to have to back away. They do have that tier 1 tower to retreat to. A little bit of safety.
Yeah,
Crastiel's still in the bottom with teleport.
Well, he's got form. They got to be careful here, because the Shyvana will fully pentakill you if you're not careful. Lots of good sustain built into the dragon as well for going in and getting personal. There's a 33.
Yeah, stun there on a Scary. Good stun from Redbird. The knock-up on the combo locks down 3, and Red has to back away momentarily. Titan has started the Rift Herald. Raven in the area. Important to note, both mid laners teleport available. They can't respond. There's teleport on its way from Crastiel. Ultimate activated by Lonely, and MV's going to arrive. It's another possible 5v5 here as Aegis walking around looking to possibly get a bit of a flank for the engage here on those priority targets. Raven and Crastiel going to need to stay safe in this fight if Kabum wants to take it. Good headbutt there, gets Aegis away. The question is, can they secure it? As a huge arrow comes through from Raven. They take down the jungler, but it is a shutdown there onto Redbird. Now Kabum has to back away, but it looks like they're going to lock one more down. That's Lonely falling to Titan, and a good response from Red.
Yeah, really nice response from Red. Raven picks up another kill, but you can't keep taking trades like this. You notice the gold lead got cut in half there. The Red are starting to catch up. Giving the objective and taking kills on the Aegis is not, it's not profitable. You're not getting your value's worth out of that. Let's take a look at this replay once again. Incredible that Raven is able to do this to Aegis, first off. The single air, like Aegis like half health here, like maybe 1100 health. Burns out a little bit from the E, but look what this arrow does to the Rel. It's actually really incredible. He's just kind of there, and then he's just not there anymore.
He's at like 800 health!
Yeah, dude. That's nuts. But yeah, these trades aren't super good. They need to find a position where Raven can really free hit and get the poke down before the objectives, and that starts with setting up for objectives early, making sure you have the vision set up, and making sure everybody's in the correct place, not kind of showing up to these objectives late.
And one important thing to note, that the way that Kabum took that Herald you're kind of unsure if they're going to be able to get in, pick up the Eye of the Herald, and really get the value out of that objective. Redbert's engage actually gets him in. He is able to secure the Eye of the Herald, so that does mean that Kabum has the opportunity to use that, maybe take down another tower here. So keep an eye on where Redbert goes on the map. It likely is going to be used to try and get some priority here in the mid lane, especially with less than a minute until this next strike.
Does the Hearthbound Axe build into the Hullbreaker? I don't think it does. What is Lonely cooking? We'll have to see.
Let him cook, Axeman.
I'm letting him cook. I'm letting him cook.
Now, you're talking about the scaling here from the side of Red Canids. So what do you want to see from Kabum as we approach this 20-minute mark? Let's talk just the next 3 to 5 minutes. What do you need to see from them to keep Red at bay?
Gotta pick key targets. It can't be Aegis. You gotta dump that damage into Red early and often to be able to really fight them. If both teams are at full health going into these objective fights in the mid game, it's just not going to work out for Kabum. You have a ton of burst damage front loaded onto the Qs here. Sustained damage is going to be difficult for Raven, difficult to peel for him. Bringing up this dragon here. Nice setup and no answer back from Red.
How dire is this timer that Kabum is on? Like, how hard do you think Red outscales them?
I would say it's pretty dire.
Okay.
Especially since Titan is doing so well, and Jax is not far behind. Right? You're at 20 minutes now. I'd say you got like 10 minutes to really effectively play the game, but after that, things get very hard for you.
Okay, keep an eye on that timer then, folks. 30 minutes going to be an inflection point for Kabum. If they can't accelerate this game before then, they will be in big trouble. And you mentioned Titan. 2 items on board, has the Navori Quick Blades, has that Kraken Slayer as well. So this Xayah definitely going to hurt in these team fights. And, you know, Titan has had plenty of income here, just shy of 200 CS, 3-1 and 3 scoreline. And we talked about him getting ready for this game, how important this bottom matchup would be. And, you know, it looks like it's going to be another Red game where it's, you know, Titan giveth, Titan taketh away. So we'll see what he can do for this roster, because this Xayah pick is going to be integral as this game continues.
He's not hitting so hard for Raven as they did. He's going like on hit, I guess. Is what this is called, maybe? I don't know. He's got Static Shiv and a Nashor's Tooth, whatever you want to call that. He's building more AP as well, so.
It's a little bit on hit. I mean, if you can stack his passive, which is, I believe, why that piercing arrow hurts so much on Aegis, is that it's about stacking that passive and then getting that big W buffed piercing arrow there. As Redbird's going to get caught out here and locked down. A lot of resources expended here, as that's actually going to be the quickness, and the Blasco will launch it back over the wall. So that is Redbird falling, but that's some, you know, that's one ultimate expended just for a support, but it looks like Red look at that as, hey, maybe we could go for Baron here. Kabum wants to respond. Lonely going to back away. MV waiting in the wings to the left side here, and F would be on his way through mid.
Yeah, it would have to be the 4v5. I still don't think the Red are able to start that one up. I think it's just a little too threatening to have Crassiel and Raven waiting in the wings. And, of course, the ever-present threat of Varus sealing away the objective is there as well, which is something that slows you down a little bit. I'm trying to make sure these games.
Yes, sir. Make sure to stick around, folks. Of course, a great game that we've got here, but our game of the week at the end of the day, Fluxu and Pain will be battling it out, just like Red and Kabum are doing here. Is Scary caught out, another shutdown there for Titan Xayah, and that is what they're looking for to start up this Baron. Frosty possibly caught out here. Baron is burning. Good engage there from Aegis, but where is the damage from Kabum as Crastiel's been taken down? Envy chasing Raven here. The Varus will not escape. It's a shutdown for the Aatrox, and here comes Red Canids.
Holy cow, yeah, that's Red. And they've caught up in gold now, taking the lead. It'll be an even bigger power play now. Lonely won't be able to get this kill down, I don't think. It's a nice little play there for him. I don't think Kabum are just working within the windows of power they have, right? Working with the Shyvana ultimate. We're not playing together as a team. Our support gets picked and the vision game falls apart, and our jungler gets picked, and it's just not a good mid-game macro for Kabum. Yeah, this replay is tragic too, man. They try so hard to peel for Raven, but you don't have the Sejuani up. Lonely has form, but doesn't pull the trigger on it here. Tries to get out instead, and they catch Raven out. And Lonely's left to pick up the pieces.
Man, Envy on this Aatrox. Bit of a surprise wrinkle from Red in Champion Select, picking that late Jax and flexing the Aatrox into the mid lane. And we thought this lane matchup was going to be rough, especially when you consider that, you know, he gets forced to recall at pre-2 minutes against a Tristana, but Envy absorbed the pressure, has responded incredibly well, and you could see on your screen the early gold lead that Kabum was able to build, but it's all turned around here in the last couple of minutes, because just like that, it's a 2,000 gold lead for Red.
Yeah, and we're going to see Envy pick up stasis as well, as Red starts to build that head of steam, that momentum they need to end games out quickly. And goes from bad to worse for Kabum here, unfortunately. They need a little bit of a miracle. I know it doesn't look that dire, but in reality, they are very much in danger. They only had 10 minutes to win this game. That's been cut in half down to 5 minutes. Now Red are up in gold. And the scaling starting to shine through a little bit. Dragon going to be taken down for Red. Titan takes that one up. And they'll rotate through into these lanes and start pushing down with the power play.
And if you thought that Envy was a pain in the ass already, just wait until that stopwatch turns into a Guardian Angel, because then it is going to be so hard to kill this Aatrox. Red starting to group around the mid lane. They want to take this tier 1 tower that has lasted almost 26 minutes here. They are finally going to be able to secure it, and also looking to rotate maybe for this tier 2 in the top side. Crastiel on his way here, but it's going to be too little too late for the Kabum mid laner to save this structure. Envy will back away, has Aegis in his back pocket, will be very safe, and Kabum really starting to bleed structures, bleed gold, as they're quickly approaching a possible point of no return.
Nice thing about Envy and the build path he's taken is that he can get torn apart fairly quickly. Now, he's got a lot of healing from the ultimate coming through. We've already talked about stasis there as well, but he's gone for a very high damage build and really relies on the multi-kill and his ability to deal damage to stay alive in these fights. If he can't do that, if Crastiel and Raven can stay away from him and just put in the damage from range, it's very easy to deal with this Aatrox, but, you know, you still have to contend with the Xayah, you still have to worry about FNB's Jax. It's not an easy game by any stretch for Kabum. Just kind of still possible, I think.
Sounds to me like it's going to be incumbent on Redbert and Scary to put the Aatrox in the bounce house in these fights and allow Raven and Crastiel the time to take him from 100 to 0. The less uptime that he has, the better it is for Kabum here, as Frosty and Aegis coming in on the flank along with Titan. It is going to be a 3v3 here. Scary is going to cancel the recall. Immediate Glacial Prison and a beautiful cleanser from Titan to get him out of trouble, but it might not be enough there, as the Featherstorm is still available. Redbird trying to back away, but the teleport came in from FNB, and the cow is down. Scary going to dash over the wall and get to safety here, but Crastiel's in trouble. Beautiful engage from Aegis. Down goes the Tristana, and Raven will survive, but possibly not for long. Scary gonna go for the reset here. Red gonna get out, not unscathed, however. Good punch back from Kabum, but it's still a 2 for 0.
You see the damage coming through a little bit here. Now that they've lost this fight, gets from bad to worse for Kabum, as like you mentioned, the Guardian Angel, even more survivability, gonna start to build up for Envy for the rest of Red as well. So very, very difficult for Kabum, but man, oh man, this is such a good shot for Kabum, for Raven to maybe come through with something. You see he's got the Rift Maker now, and yeah, just really hard for Kabum, but a good effort overall. I think from here, we just see Red start to win with a full court press.
It really feels like it's going to be incumbent on Scary or Redbert finding a big engage to take out Envy or Titan, but it's so hard to do with the safety tools that these champions have. And the problem is Scary's going to get caught here. The thumbs up comes through. The emote spam has arrived. They're just kind of goofing and gaffing here because Scary knows he's going to die. But Red is more than happy to stall him. They're just...
We're having a good time out here.
Scary. What am I
We're
watching?
having a good time in CBLOL.
Scary knows he's going to die, and Red refuses to kill him.
Yeah, we're just having a good little dance here. Envy will eventually last hit the jungler.
What is happening?
Hey, they're scaling, man.
Stevie LOL diff.
Yeah, 100% CBLOL diff. Oh my goodness, that's in my top 5 plays. For sure. Scary getting picked. Good stuff. Lonely's down here in the bottom lane trying to make something happen. Meanwhile, the Baron is spawn again in 10 seconds, and Red have a totality on the objective.
Hex flash over the wall there from Red, but FMB is going to go gold under tower. As Lonely activated the ultimate. Raven going to get caught here. Will use his own stopwatch, but it doesn't matter. Immediately taken out as soon as he comes out of the stasis. And Envy is looking for more as he takes the double kill.
Really good stuff there from Envy, and yeah, this Aatrox all along. Holy cow. Want to see more Aatrox from Envy for sure. And a good answer into the Tristana mid, apparently. They're going to take these Baron-empowered minions down the middle lane and look for even more now, Yeso. They'll get this turret for sure and start to look towards the end of the game. It wasn't the fastest game in CBLOL, but it's starting to look real dominant.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Kabum came out of the gates swinging, right? You get the level 1 kill on Aegis. You force the early recall from Envy, which gives so much priority for Crastiel and costs that early teleport from the Aatrox. Then you get that early dive bottom lane. All of a sudden, Raven has 4 kills, and it's like, wow, Kabum has everything they could have asked for. But the problem is, this Red team at the 20-minute mark just said, okay, no, this game just belongs to us now. They start to get very good engages onto the Kabum backline. Envy has become a huge problem. Now they're stacking Drakes, stacking objectives, and they're looking to continue stacking wins here. As Envy taking a lot of damage. He is going to be able to sustain long enough that Lonely has to run away. He procs the GA, but that's all he's going to get as Titan roams through the red side there and knocks down the Kabum top laner.
You see the Hullbreaker Dream, but it was just not enough. 4 items for Envy, and one of them is GA, unfortunately for Lonely. And that will mean he does not get the kill. And instead slaughtered by Titan. Just another kill for Red's MVP for sure. They take this wave into the mid lane. The power play continues up 3,000 gold. Holy moly, Aso.
I gotta say, I'm feeling for Kabum fans this weekend. This was a roster through a lot of this split that we didn't have a lot of hopes for, right? There weren't a lot of flashes of brilliance and a lot of things to kind of hang your hat on. And now, these last couple of weeks, this team has played a lot of good League of Legends. Unfortunately, at least through 8 weeks, it's likely only going to be enough to earn them a single win, but you've just gotten flashes of what could have been here from Kabum. That's going to be FNB jumping in with the Counter-Strike activated. Will proc that Zonya's Hourglass as the Glacial Prison comes through, catches the Recon, but Frosty not that much worse for wear as Redbird's going to go in for the engage. The Cow going to take a lot of damage here, down below half health, has activated his ultimate, and will escape as Red backs away.
Really good stuff from Kabum in the base defense there, but Red going to continue to push forward. Titan now with the GA, even more survivability for him, and once again, the scaling is just so huge from Red. It's all but a done deal now for Kabum, and they'll march out onto the Rift one more time. I don't even think they're going to wait for the Rift, or not the Rift, excuse me, the Dragon Soul to come up here, yeah, so I think they just close this one out. Potentially looking for that last inhib, maybe one more fight around that structure, and then the end of the game.
Yeah. Red certainly can play for that soul that comes up in just over 2.5 minutes. Something tells me, though, they won't. They certainly don't have to. They're starting to group up around this bottom lane. They've taken 2 inhibitors. The final one remaining down on the bot side of the map, and if Red wants to, they could likely look to just take a fight here and brute force to a victory, but they can lean back on that Infernal Soul if they so choose. They are going to take this final tier 2 tower remaining on the map, and you see there FNB even saving a little bit of that extra turret damage here for the inhibitor tower. Kabum responding, though. They're going to clear out this wave, and this fight is likely coming. Only stepping forward, good damage there onto Aegis.
This will be the fight. Lonely's got the hull breaker, which isn't doing too much for him in the 5v5. It's trying to get their way out. Red actually backing off, going to rotate around here a little bit and decide that, yeah, they're actually going to wait for this dragon to come up.
Important things for the viewers at home to keep an eye on. Zhonya's Hourglass available once again for FNB, so can play a little more aggressively, has this stasis available to him. Guardian Angel has not come back off of cooldown, so they only have to kill Envy once in a team fight, as long as it happens over about the next 90 seconds. After that, though, it's going to be much more difficult to take out this Aatrox that has the most kills in the game.
It certainly does, and I said it earlier, I want to see more Envy Aatrox. It looks so good. Just more Aatrox mid in general into this Tristana. That did not look like a good matchup for the Aatrox, or for the Tristana whatsoever.
So I'm wondering, and this will be a question for you and the rest of our colors, and maybe to look into it a little bit. I bet our good friend RMC probably has some stats on it. I'm curious if that actually is a favorable matchup for the Tristana or not. How much of that was just Envy being Envy, or if this is actually like a favorable look for the Aatrox. I'm definitely curious, because something tells me with the priority that Tristana has had as of late, and Aatrox getting the buffs that he did, is this a matchup we're going to start to see more often?
Looks a lot better in the LeBlanc matchup. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Maybe we just stop picking Static Shiv LeBlanc. Maybe everything will be better in the world. FNB and Lonely finally in that side lane 1v1 we've been talking about all game long. Pull the trigger. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, come on. Just give me the 1v1. No, Titan, you stay up in mid lane. No, bad boy. Titan. Okay, they're going to fight here. I would love it if Titan just stays on this Drake. Lonely and FNB duking it out. Looks like the Hull Breaker not doing a whole lot, as the ultimate will get Lonely out of trouble. That is Infernal Soul secured by the red Canids, and it looks like they're going to just chain that right into what should be the final Baron here of this game. Aegis and Envy already in the area. Scary looking to respond, has the rest of his team behind him as Lonely walking back from base. Important to note that ultimate was used by Lonely, so does have to charge that back up to have that available for this fight as the teleport comes in from FNB.
They're going to shred this one down, march up the mid lane, yeah, so it does ask some good questions about how our top teams win games. I mean, it's not all about playing the shortest game possible, and sometimes discipline is warranted, but you're up 10k gold. Do we still have to go through the motions over and over again like this? Could you have just slaughtered their team and taken the Nexus? And I think those are good questions to ask, right? Because this is one of the big problems we have with our top teams in playoffs and finals. It's just not being able to close out games and execute on leads that we get. And we're going to look at it like a post 40-minute game here now, when Red have been up over 5k gold for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, and now they're up by 10,000 gold with an Infernal Soul, with a Baron buff, and looks like Red's just dotting their I's and crossing their T's at this point as they're crashing waves in all three lanes. Of course, their focus is going to be on this bot side and this final inhibitor tower, but something tells me they're going to be looking to take possibly multiple inhibitors to get these waves spilling into the base. That Static Shiv is going to help out a little bit with this wave clear for Raven, but the problem is it's a full court press coming out from Red Canids.
We get there eventually, right? I think I called that one 10 minutes ago too. Inhibs will fall. And I mean, you're just not looking for inhibs at this point, right? Group 5 march down the mid lane, kill him, and take the Nexus. But we're still playing this bait out cooldown game, and I just don't think Glacial Prison is gonna make the 10k difference, boys.
Yeah, really feels like Red is playing the slow game here, trying to force Kabum to make a mistake here. Glacial Prison will come out perfectly timed from Titan there on the cleanse, and they'll be able to back away. Good blade caller will lock down a couple. Scary's gonna fall, and it looks like that is gonna be the death knell for Kabum, as Crassiel will rocket jump to safety, but it isn't gonna much matter here as the rest of his team is melting at the hands of the Red Canids. That's gonna be 3 kills there for Titan, make it a 4th as Envy picks up that one onto Lonely, make it a quadra kill for the Red Canids bottom laner, and a 13th win as Red Canids survive the push from Kabum.